Shalom, Yashrala. It's your brother Dawudah coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHIM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHIM, RACHAQODASH. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. A salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here article dealing with this here, basically it's the mark of the beast, going into the mark of the beast, but really it's the plan for Esau Edom, all right, and showing you, what Esau Edom's future plan is, all right, and how, just looking at these things, man, hey, man, we have got to go, man, all right, if let's just say hypothetically, a major hypothetical, you know what I'm saying, let's just say that there was no truth, right, like let's say the scriptures wasn't here, right, at all. Now let's just look at the conditions of the world, and how long do you think human beings would be here, man? Let me rephrase that. How long do you think that the regular human beings, let's just say as far back as the ones that was born in the 80s, would still be here? As we see now, it's already done with the kids that's born nowadays. These kids is growing up, really the kids that grew up with the Facebook era. All right. If you grew up and, you don't remember a time before Facebook, that whole generation is gone, man. You see what I'm saying? These kids, especially the younger generation of these kids now, who are growing up and going to elementary school, being taught how to have safe anal sex. What do you think is going to happen to them kids when they get older, man? That's a done cause, man. All right. Telling these kids they can do all kind of different things. All right. When you look at the war front, all right, with all these different calamities going on, how many more countries do you think America can invade before the whole world just be like, you know what? We tired of this shit, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's either him or me. You know what I mean? How long do you think we can go on, just in a regular world, like I said, without the truth? You know what I'm saying? How long do you think we would be going on without all these things? All right. With all this new technology and stuff like that. First of all, Esau be done killed your ass with the 5G. All right. Or not. He'd transfer you in with this. We're going to go into this here article. All right. And a double whammy on all these things. One of the other reasons why, I ain't going to say the only reason why you got to have this damn body, but one of the reasons is why, because he don't want to fucking die. All right. And he know that this 5G will wind up killing off the regular people. Homeboy's got a sick, sadistic mind, man. He trying to stay in power, and he think that, hey, if I can escape this here human body, or this here, if I can escape this here, how do I put it? This vessel that's containing my spirit, and download my spirit into a computer, all right, I can live beyond the realms of the Most High, and I'm not going to be affected by the Most High. I won't have to face his judgments. He's not going to be able to destroy me or torture my soul or my spirit no more, But and ultimately he can control, and the so-called white man can control all your thoughts. All right, homeboy, like the scriptures say, I will be like the Most High. This is why we call you the damn devil, And when you go back and just regular Christianity type of shit, you know what I'm saying? They would tell you in just a little fairy tale about that like, the devil and God got into an argument. They started fighting because the devil rebelled against God, and the devil wanted to be God or whatnot, So they got into a fight in heaven, and then God cast him out. Well, nah, that's not the situation. I mean, you can read about that in the book of Job. They actually, the ones you thinking about, they actually cool. You know what I'm saying? They not at odds with each other. You can read the book, start off in the book of Job, chapter 1, 2, and 3. You hear them conversating and so on and so forth, and placing bets. All right. That's not like they not at odds with one another, but nevertheless, the so-called white man. All right. The so-called white man right now. All right. Who is the embodiment of the damn devil. All right. The deceiver. All right. And he's also what? The enlightened one on this side right now, because why? The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So he's got all the power, the wisdom, and knowledge on this here side. This is his kingdom. He's in his heaven. But what? He knows he has a temporary heaven. All right. And he's going to go into captivity under his brother. But what? He want to thwart those prophecies and reign forever. He want to stay in rulership forever. This is where the real challenge of the Most High is. All right. This is where this man, all right, the damn so-called white man, who is the damn devil, all right, is challenging the Most High, what the Most High got going on, because the Most High has his plan and his will, what is going to happen, but the so-called white man is trying to thwart all these things, all right? It's not the spiritual demon Satan that's in heaven and him and God arguing and fighting and he cast him out of heaven. No, it's the so-called white man, all right? The so-called white man is about to be cast up out of his heaven, out of his rulership soon, because look at what he's doing, all these things he's challenging the Most High with, all right? The Most High said, look, well, in the Most High, it was actually YAHAWASHI and the angels who said, come, let us make man in our image and in our likeness. All right. This was all basically, how do I say? The Most High was like the architect. He created the blueprint. He hired contractors to go and build the building for him, right? So at the end all be all, this is the Most High's creation, right? The Most High didn't design all the things that he wanted to design. He designed everything perfect. When you read in Genesis, everything, hey, the Lord saw it was good, right? But nevertheless, the so-called white man want to come around and remix every damn thing, you know? And his remixes be all off beat and shit, you know what I'm saying? Jake can only really remix something to make shit better. But Esau come over here and remix it and make it way worse. Everything off beat now. All right, look at the whole earth. Everything is off balance now because Esau want to go and change up everything, all right? Because he thought that, you know, the fruits and the vegetables and things like that wasn't perfect because, oh, they starting to wither away or whatever, whatnot. They don't stay on the shelf for so long. So let me put, what you call that? Let me put preservatives in there to preserve it for a lot longer. Now you eating these preservatives all damn day and they inside your body. They not breaking down. And you wondering why you all fat. You didn't broke the damn, you know, you didn't broke the base, not to say the circle of life, but you didn't broke, you know, certain chains in the world. All right. Ecosystems and certain things. You introducing plants to the wrong ecosystem, fish in the wrong ecosystem, plants, bees, insects all over the place, creating all kind of crazy shit, man. Turning everything upside down, man. The so-called white man is recreating all the things that the Most High created perfectly. And now the so-called white man want to re-engineer all these things. All right. So again, he's trying to play like he God. But again, think about this. If there wasn't no truth, how much further could we really go on in history before everything would just come to a collapse? Or everything would just come to your ass as basically a plug-in, really like the Matrix. Yo, you know, you have a room full of just actual human beings, but they all plugged in asleep, daydreaming. All right, we pretty much got that right now. All right, but it's not to the extent that we're Esau. I mean, damn, all in spirit. Look at the picture right here. I mean, it's all just spiritual, man. All right, because I was just, you know, just going about the Matrix movie with the plug-in, but literally on the screen right here is a picture of all that. All right, showing you that this is what it is, man. All right, but they, like I said, they got this going on right now as we speak. All right, but it's not like this, but it's damn near the same thing. All right, how many people you know nowadays? You know, a lot of Americans aren't working. All right, and especially now we talking mainly about these 2/3 and the heathen and the rest of these people. All right, but the majority of these people aren't really working, and the majority of these people are just sitting at home or whatever, whatnot, staring at their phone on Facebook or on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever these shits, the social media sites that they on nowadays. They on these social media sites all day long. You walk around, everybody looking down at their phone. They just glued to these things. So they basically all living in a facade anyway. It's a fake life. It's a matrix. You know, you got your little avatars up there, your profile pictures. You know what I'm saying? Man, shit, you go on these damn websites, man. I remember this was like MySpace days. I ain't used this shit since like MySpace days. But I remember I met this chick on MySpace way back in the day, and she looked good as shit too on her MySpace pictures, man. Now I went to go meet the chick or whatever, whatnot. She had like all kind of ailments and shit. And I was like, oh hell nah, kind of shit. You know, nowadays they call it catfishing, but in reality, this is a false reality that these people are living in. It's a facade. It's all fake. So it's like in the movie The Matrix, when they plug in, they into this fake world, but then when they unplug, they show you what the real world look like. It's all dull and gray or whatever, whatnot, you know. Same with these things, you know. When you plugged in all these things, you got, you know, unlimited fun, unlimited resources to do whatever you want to do, live in a virtual world, whatever, whatnot, you know. You have things like nowadays they got video games to give, you know, a lot of guys like playing video games because it gives them a false sense of accomplishment. You know, you win something on a, let's say you play a basketball game or something on a video game or the computer or whatever, and you wind up winning. It gives you a false sense of achievement. So, but in the real world, you're not actually out there doing nothing. You're not really achieving anything in the real world. You're not going out. Let's just say, like a real man should get that sense of achievement. Like, yo, you'd be better off going outside cutting the grass, because you really achieving something that means something, to make a difference in something. You know, your grass ain't growing all over your fucking house no more. You didn't went outside and cut the grass. Now you got a sense of accomplishment. You went and paid one of your bills. All right. But now you're getting a false sense because you playing a video game that at the end of the day, that's not really doing anything for you. All right. But this is what it's giving you. Same with all these things, porno, right? You know, one of the things, man, I was watching this TED Ed thing. And it was like, this dude was like, how porn ruined his life. And I was like, you know, it was a catchy title, but it was, as I was listening into it, I'm like, yo, this shit is really destroying people. Because why? You get you're supposed to have certain urges in your life and certain things, you know, you're supposed to want certain things. But if you got everything given to you at the drop of a dime, you don't really appreciate things. All right. So I can give you the same example with music right now. A lot of these hip hop artists or whatever, whatnot, they talk about how everything crazy nowadays. The people don't enjoy music like they used to, because beforehand you got to listen to one CD. You bought a CD back in the days and you listened to it for a while, and you had to wait till the CDs come out. But now, every day somebody dropping a new song and a new single or this and that. Somebody drop a new single today, they drop another single tomorrow. You don't have time to sit there and live with that song for a while. Back in the days, you would hear a song for so long. You might be hearing the same song for like 3 to 6 months. You're like, man, I'm tired. They didn't wore this song out. But nowadays it's coming so quick, you don't even get to enjoy that song. You've been forgot about that song. All right. So what? Now the musicians are not putting as much quality into their music. They just slapping some shit together. Y'all, trick, bye. Got a new song. Put that shit out. The next song is ba trick, y'all. All right, next song. They just hammering shit out. So you losing the quality of certain things like that, because why? Again, it's all how do you say, instant gratification and all these things. All right. So looking at all these things, living in this here fake matrix world and having all these things at your fingertips, it ultimately ruins you. All right. Like I was saying with the porno, man, if you watching porn all damn day long, you don't really have no real sense of how do I say, drive towards finding women, getting with women and enjoying those things, because you can be satisfied with just turning on some porn at any point in time you want. Same with the video games. Instead of accomplishing real things in life, or making money in life or whatever, whatnot, you get on the video game and make up some money on the video game, or put some cheat codes in. Now you got $1 billion on the video game and you feel like you actually making some money. You actually doing something, you know what I'm saying? Or you on a basketball game or whatever, whatnot. You stunt, man, I'll kill you in this, Madden is football. I'll kill you in this Madden, this and that. But you get on the field, you don't got no real skills. All right. But like, yo, dog, that's, you living in a false reality. All right. This is what Esau's trying to plug it. We already into this now, but this is what he's ultimately trying to plug us into, i.e. going back to the movie The Matrix. Everybody gonna be sitting basically in a room plugged the fuck in, not even really living a real life, man. All right. He's just sucking the life up out of you. All right. And further enslaving you, controlling you to do what you want to do. And how do you know that the realities that you got, like, let's just say, all the video games that you got right now, right? Let's just say, let's say there's a kid out there who want a specific type of video game. Like, I wish they had a game like this, so on and so forth. But there ain't no games out there like that. They got all the regular games that everybody else like playing, like driving or racing, the sports games, the shoot 'em up games, and the fighting games. You know what I'm saying? But what if I want a game, let's say, I don't know, scuba diving. I want a game exploring the ocean or exploring space. You know what I'm saying? And so I can learn something about the stars. You see what I'm saying? You're not really getting that. That's what you want, but you don't really get that. But the so-called, in this scenario, the so-called white man gonna program certain things to you. Like, look, we gonna, just like the Republicans and the Democrats, they give you a false sense of a choice or an option. All right. It's like, yo, man, if I come to you, like, yo, you tell me you hungry, like, all right, well, you got a shit sandwich and a throw up sandwich. Which one you want? We're like, well, I don't really want either one of them. We're like, well, you ain't hungry. Like, no, I don't want the shit that you giving me. I want my own option. It's not that I'm not hungry. You just gave me some bullshit choices. All right. But when you plugged into all these things and the so-called white man is giving you these choices, look at the things he's got going on now. You want to have a child, you're going to have to vaccinate your child. You're going to have to send your child to school to get indoctrinated with this homosexual shit. You don't really have a choice here. You see what I'm saying? So how long can we really go on with all these things? All right. Let me read this here article and grab a couple precepts. It says, researchers predict matrix-style internet of thoughts within the next few decades. Now, I did a video on this quite a while back, couple videos on this quite a while back, where they were saying by 2065 or some shit like that, you would be attending your own funeral, but as a robot. All right. Now, and I was doing the calculations and all that. I was like, wait a minute, if you was to die in 2065, your ass is alive now. You see what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers that's living now is going to see that. Then there was another article talking about this is going to be the last generation being born, because why? Going into these robots and shit like that. All right. And then there was another article about well, I did a couple videos on this. You can look this up as well. Agenda 2045. I mean, that's really all you got to look at is Agenda 2045. They give you the dates, the plans, the type of body you're going to have and everything. You know what I'm saying? That the end of the first phase is 2020. All right. So by the end of 2020, they want to have everybody damn near chipped. Going right back into measuring the time diligently. Look at what year it is, the year of Karagma. All right. So come on, man. All the writing is on the wall. Esau's plan is out here in the open, man. We see all these things. All right. So these things here should be basically putting that fear into us to have us, you know, for those that's on the line, you know, that's on the fence about things or whatever, whatnot, you know, that should put fear into your heart to make you want to run into this here truth, man. Because what we telling you is not no lie, not no bullshit, man. Yeah, it sounded far out way back. Yeah, the so-called white man gonna try to turn everybody to robots and this and that and so on and so forth. Yo, it's happening now. It's in the mainstream media. It's not no conspiracy theory. Ain't shit we making up. This is what the so-called white man saying. We just showing you in the scriptures how it was already written about before he even came up with it, all right? It says a matrix-style human brain to cloud interface could become a reality. Now, brain to cloud interface, that's what they're going to call, I think, BCI. A matrix-style human brain to cloud interface could become a reality within a few decades, which this is a lie. It's already here now. All right. And I believe at the end of this article, they'll reference another article, which I did a video on that as well, too, about them playing video games with their mind. Tetris. All right. I mean, you use this technology right now on Google and YouTube and things like that. You don't even really know it. All right. And it's based off of, what was based off of the damn microphones, and you talking into your microphones, and they, pick up certain keywords and they send you advertisements on it. But, me using these things, I'll be alone by myself, whatever, whatnot, and be thinking certain things in my head. And I want to go on, like I'm on YouTube, right? And I want to looking up something. Let's just say I'm just into some folly. I want to listen to some music, right? I'm on YouTube and I didn't thought about an artist I ain't thought of in a long time. I want to go listen to some old school stuff like, let's say some Otis Redding or some Marvin Gaye, Distant Lover, right? Knowing that I ain't typed in the search bar ever in the YouTube, Marvin Gaye, Distant Lover. I didn't even say it out loud. I'm just thinking this in my head, like, oh, you know what? The next song I want to hear, Marvin Gaye, Distant Lover. Now I'll go on the YouTube search and I'll put in either an M or a D as the first letter, and all of a sudden the whole thing come out. Like, what's the odds of y'all knew that I was thinking about that? You see what I'm saying? So these things are already in place right now. All right. They already have these things now. Facebook is trying to go. This is how they're trying to market it. Facebook is trying to get to where they can read your mind. You can update your post just by a thought. All right. The new cell phones they got coming out is basically, they have these things kind of built inside of them, but they're not telling you about it yet. All right. All these things are already around you right now, and yet you don't even really know about it. All right. And which you getting dumber and dumber with all of these things, and people don't even really know. But nevertheless, it says a matrix style human to brain. So give me 1 second. It says a matrix style human to brain, human brain to cloud interface could become a reality within decades, according to an exciting new research by U.S. neuroscientists and nanorobotic researchers. Now, nanorobotics, I'll touch on that in a second. The team points to exciting or existing developments in the area of nanorobotics and neural interface technology, which they admit is still only in its infancy. The end goal of such technology would be downloading information to brain and enhancing not only human capabilities and intelligence, but could also revolutionize democracy, enhancing empathy, and ultimately uniting culturally diverse groups into a truly global society. New world order. One world, one government, one religion, one military. Clear as day. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, going back up, it says the end goal of such technology would be downloading information to the brain, enhancing not only human capabilities and intelligence, right? So this is their selling point. You can download this shit to the brain and you're going to increase all this and that. Like, you stupid motherfuckers, you don't realize that the most advanced super quantum fucking computer you could think of on the planet Earth, the most advanced, fastest process, the best computer there is on planet Earth is the human brain itself. All right. There's nothing that compares to that. And now you look at, like, let's say a Google search, you type in Google search how quick they can scan the internet versus your human brain. Yeah, it could pull together, certain keywords in a database that they got already together. But nevertheless, look at your brain. All right. Right now, at the same time, you listening to this here lesson. All right. You processing whatever's going, you processing the words that I'm hearing. You don't even realize all the things that your brain is doing right now. You might have moved a little bit, in your chair, wherever you're sitting at. You might have moved. You didn't even think about that movement. You're not thinking about that your heart pumping right now. Your blood is moving through your body. Your brain is doing so much shit to your body right now that you're not even in control of, that you don't even think about, so on and so forth. It's doing all these things simultaneously. All right. And you just look at your reaction speed of certain things. You could be doing one thing and, somebody could drop a book on the ground real quick and you automatically turn back around. Yo, man, human beings their brains are phenomenal. The problem is they so damaged and so fucked up and polluted from all the shit that Esau's doing to them right now. All right. So the fact of the matter, they trying to, enhance the human brain, like, yo, it's already enhanced enough. But the thing is, you dumbing it down. All right, all you got to do is study, learn, and read on certain things, and you'll be built up. All right, but what they try to sell you this, but oh, you can download this to your brain. It's, yeah, nigga, you can download anything to your brain. It's called reading, listening. You know what I'm saying? Learning. You sitting over there with some headphones on, listening to some Nicki Minaj all day. What are you downloading in your brain? How to become the baddest bitch, right? You trying to listen to trying to think of one of these or Rick Ross. You trying to be the biggest cocaine dealer or whatever. You see what I'm saying? You downloading shit to your brain all damn day long, right? Just like the men of the Lord. You listening to these videos and all these things. What are you downloading to your brain? The scriptures say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy time. Blessed is he that readeth. With all thy getting, get understanding. So yeah, you downloading shit to your brain already, and you're retaining it. You got memories in your brain. Look back, how many of you got memories to when you was a child? You see what I'm saying? Remember certain things like this and that. Remember people's names, and when you see somebody you ain't seen in a while, you recognize their face or their voice. All these different things. You can point out all these different things with your mind. So, I mean, your mind is very advanced. You know what I'm saying? But what we pollute and poison our mind day in and day out with what? A bunch of lies and bullshit. All right? Like, literally, oh, chemtrails is fake. But yet and still, you can clearly see with your eyes looking up in the sky that the whole shit is being sprayed day in and day out. You know, if you can remember back in the days, you know what I'm saying? You didn't have all that shit in the sky. But now, your brain is so polluted and so out of shape that you starting to believe any and everything. All right. So what? You need to get that shit back healthy, but they trying to sell you that, oh, you can download this and that, make you better. First of all, they the one that then dumbed you down and try to sell you something to make you better. You'd be all right if you just wouldn't be doing all this dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? Just like a human being. Human beings are naturally born healthy, right? But it's over, you know, years and years, 20, 30 years of eating McDonald's, drinking sodas and shit like that, candy and all that. It's fucking your body up, man. All right. But what, you know, and then when you get older, you got to take all these medicines to get back right and so on and so forth. And people like, I don't want to have to live on those medicines just to survive. Like, well, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? If you wouldn't have fucked up your body for all these years, you know, you wouldn't have to spend the rest of your life trying to maintain it, you know? Same thing with this. If you wouldn't spend the majority of your life programming your mind with bullshit and folly, you wouldn't have to have no download to upgrade your mind to be better off. You could just, you know, you got these geniuses that know all kind of shit about all kind of shit. Why do you think that they like that? Because they spent their time learning on certain subjects. All right. You could too if you went into those certain subjects, you know. It says according to the team's according to the team's estimation, existing supercomputers already have the processing speed and power to handle a volume of data to support a brain cloud interface, and they are improving all the time. The technological bottleneck exists for now, at least, in the development of the brain interface, which this is all lies. Because like I said, matter of fact, you've seen this brain interface in action with Stephen Hawking. All right. The little dude in the wheelchair talking on shit. They didn't have this shit from way back when, man. They've had this shit from, I want to say like the 70s or the 80s, man. All right. Like they've literally had this shit from way back when. They're not looking for that shit. You know what I'm saying? They got the chips to put them in. They know how to put them in people and everything. All right. Now, well, I'll get on to it because they're not going to touch on it in this, but I'll touch on to this BCI deal and what this is all going into. It says, DARPA aims to develop next generation of mind control techs for U.S. soldier. Tech for the U.S. soldiers. So if they got mind control tech for U.S. soldiers, how much more for the goddamn U.S. civilization or the population? You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. This ain't no secret no more. This all out in the open. These motherfuckers is creating these damn chips, microchips, RFID chips to market the beast to control your ass, man. This is what the plan and the purpose is, man. All right. It says that will be where breakthroughs in nanorobotics, or more specifically, neuro nanorobotics, will come in. These devices would navigate the human. Okay, so it's going to go into it. Now I'll break this here down. It says these devices. Let me go back up. That would be where breakthroughs in nanorobotics, or more specifically, neuro nanorobotics, will come into place. Now, what they're talking about with these words, all right, got to break some of these here words down. It's all right, so brain cloud interface. Basically, they want to be able to connect your brain to a computer system, all right? So, nanorobotics, all right? So, nano is fucking tiny, all right? You can go out to the beach and pick up a grain of sand, all right? Or rub your hand, if you don't have carpet in your house, rub your hand across the floor and get a speck of sand. You see what I'm saying? A speck of dirt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That tiny little piece that you can't see with your naked eye. basically nano part. That's like what nano is basically. You know, nano is that tiny. Now, the rest of the word is whatever it's talking about. So like at the beach, you find nano particles or particulates being what? The sand, right? Or on the floor, you know, if you got a floor and you rub your hand across it and it's a little dirty, those are nanoparticulates or nanoparticles, right? Now, nanorobotics would be like the same thing, but what? It would be a robot that's like the size of a grain of sand, right? Nano, that's what it's talking about, the size. You know, you got nano, micro, macro, you know, you got the different sizes, but nano is very tiny, all right? It says more specifically, nano robotics. So let's break all this down. Neuro meaning brain, nano meaning small, robotics, you know what a robot is, you know, or these chips, these small nano chips that go inside your brain, all right, to make you a damn robot. All right. It says these, now this is how they're going to get there. And I'll explain exactly how the fuck you got this in your body right now. All right. It says these devices would navigate the human vascular cross. These devices would navigate the human vasculature cross the blood-brain barrier among precisely auto-position themselves among or even within brain cells. All right, now that's the important part. It says senior author and nanotechnology researcher Robert from the Institute of Molecular Manufacturing in California. They would then wirelessly transmit encoded information to and from cloud-based supercomputer network for real-time brain state monitoring and data extraction. So real-time reading your mind all time and getting data. So they reading your mind all day, controlling your ass. And then they can also put thoughts into your mind like, look, man, go kill yourself. Or you don't want to, you know, you might be coming into something like, let's say you about to actually dig a hole and find this treasure chest with, you know, $1 billion worth of gold in there, and these motherfuckers don't want you to find it because you're gonna find it anyway in your backyard. They just turn your chip into another thought. Oh, I'm gonna go get ice cream, man. I forgot all about that shit. Or these motherfuckers trying to kill you and they just tell you to, hey, look, just walk outside, come give it up. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, going back up into this, it says these devices would navigate the human vascular, basically, how do you say, not really in your vascular system, but in your neural system. All right. It'll go through your blood cells for one, but nevertheless, and through your arteries and through your blood. And I'm going to explain how it gets through all of that. But ultimately, it's going to attach to your nervous system. What this thing is, let me just go ahead and explain all this. So there's this thing. All right. Now, in this article is talking about brain computer interface. This is also what Elon Musk talk about. This is what they keep telling you that they need to get this shit going, to get it to pop off. This is the only setback, but which this is all lies and fake. Cause like I said, you all seen this shit with Stephen Hawking. He been had this shit way back in the day. And I want to say that this technology really go back to the 70s. They've had this shit and perfected it in the 70s. All right. Now, really the only holdback was how to give this technology to all these people, unwillingly or unknowingly. All right. And the way that they do this, you know, like when we talk about chemtrails, this served multiple purposes. All right. There's multiple purposes for chemtrails. Maybe one day I'll go into just some of the shits. But one of the purposes of chemtrails, all right, and this is not the only way you can get this shit, all right? Now, one of the things of chemtrails is they rain down, obviously, is nanoparticulates, right? Nanoparticles. You see it. It's just like it's like an aerosol spray. You spraying, you know, a spray in the air and this mist is really tiny particles, little small droplets, right? Just like you don't never really feel into that shit they spraying out the air falling down on you. You don't really see that snowing down on you or like raining down on you. It's so small, right? But it's so small you can't really see. You can see it up in the air when it's all together and stuff like that coming down. But as it's literally around you, you don't see none of that shit, right? But nevertheless, inside of that, they also have, like what we talking about, nano robotics, very small robotics. Let me go back to it says these devices would navigate the human vascular, cross the blood-brain barrier, and precisely auto-position themselves among or even within the brain cells. So to break all this here down, chemtrails, right? Inside the chemtrails, they got these nanorobots, which they call something that I don't even know if there's another name for it, but what they call in Morgellons disease, right? Morgellons disease is not a sickness nor a disease. All right. This, I don't even know why the fuck they call it Morgellons disease, but Morgellons, some people pronounce it Morgellons, but Morgellons, I definitely suggest that you look this shit up. Morgellons disease, Morgellons disease. All right. Again, it's not a sickness. It's not a disease. It's nothing like that. All right. It's exactly what this is, but it's all hidden in all these things. All right. Through the chemtrails, and not just the chemtrails, because now with the chemtrails rain this shit down on your food, your water supply, and you just breathing it in all damn day long. It's on your skin, on the grass, on everything. This shit is on everything, you know. And when you look up Morgellons disease, they'll actually, in one of the videos, they actually show you under a certain light, in the dark, they can shine it up in the air, and you can see all this shit just raining down. It's like a fucking rainstorm of this shit just raining down on you, but you can't really see it. All right, but nevertheless, these nanoparticles, all right, these nano robots, basically these tiny ass little robots, they spraying them down on you day in, day out. And this is one of the reasons. I'm not saying this is the only reason they're using chemtrails, but this is one of the reasons they're using chemtrails, all right, to cover the whole US with all these things, and also going into the 5G system, because all this is all in the same shit, man. All right, when you go into the 5G system, you can look up, I did a video on this as well too, the Argus system. All right, when you look up the Argus system, all right, which they use over there in the Middle East and shit like that for blowing up shit. They didn't use, instead of using the small nanoparticulates, they use like just direct rocks and shit like that, because the desert full of just rocks. So those are these antenna pieces or whatnot to give you a whole full 3D imagery of the whole battlefield. All right, now the same thing with this. But they tell you in 5G, with the 5G stuff, with these same nanoparticulates, because everything gonna have chips, they're gonna give you a 3D model of every damn thing inside your house, through buildings and everything. They have the whole globe pretty much, and they using this now. This is why they're coming out with all these new animals and things like that, because they can also read your DNA with these things. All right, we are so polluted with all this stuff, man, with these nano robots, Morgellons disease. All right, when people having like really their hair fall out, they get fake hair replacing with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, you literally just have to look up Morgellons disease. This is like the worst shit ever, man. This goes hand in hand exactly with this here article, because that's exactly how they're giving us this shit. All right, they over here telling you, oh, we don't know how we're gonna get this. This is a good idea, but we have a problem. We can't figure out how to get it, so on and so forth. Not knowing that they programming, they doing this to you already. All right, and you have to understand that. Let me read this. It says, these devices would navigate. First of all, these devices being rained down on you from the sky in chemtrails, right? Or if you, I mean, you can pick it up off of your fruits and vegetables. You can, because they bond to any and every damn thing, right? So like you could literally be eating the apple, right? The apple done got it already rained on it or whatever, whatnot. They also injecting it in the foods and vaccines and shit like that. You know, there's also been cases of people finding this shit in like McDonald's food. Oh, it's everywhere, man. There's no, you can't hide from this shit, man. All right, I'm not trying to tell you this to scare you to hide into it, but just to show you. We literally living in them last days, man. This goddamn devil is the damn devil, man. Who would go this far to do some stupid shit like this, man? You done killed us all off, man. We already all dead, man. All right? But nevertheless, it says, first of all, they're going to rain these devices out the sky in chemtrails. These devices would then, after being rained down from chemtrails, navigate basically the vascular system, which is like your muscular system. All right? Now, what is, I want to say the biggest muscle in your body? I think the biggest muscle in your body is is your skin. I think your skin is classified as a muscle, right? Or whatever. But that's the biggest poorest part of your body, right? Is your skin. You absorb things through your skin, right? So again, chemtrails raining down on you. You don't even see this shit. It's getting all over your arms, all in your hair, all over everything, you know? You sit down, it's all in your food. It's on the external of your body and on the internal of your body, because you eating this stuff, right? It's going in your digestive system, but now it can go through, it says it can cross the blood-brain barrier. So it can go through your, you know, if you ingest these things or you get it in your bloodstream, it can come up, you know, it can pass through these different barriers to be able to make it inside of your brain where it wants to go. Not just in your brain, because they really, really use all these things all over your body for different things, to change your DNA and all these things. Like I said, man, just look up Morgellons disease, do some study on that, and they break all this down, how all these different things work. But you have to, you know, have a spiritual eye to put all these things together and understand what's going on with this. All right. It says, now again, follow the motion. After they rain this down on you, these devices would navigate into the human vascular system, then cross the blood-brain barrier. All right. Getting into your, coming from out of your bloodstream and going into where your brain is at. All right. And precisely auto position, meaning these robots is working inside of your body without you even knowing. They going inside of you. The government is attacking you with these small ass drones, putting them inside your body. They automatically position themselves in order to make themselves a bigger computer or robot inside of you to ultimately do what? Replace your nervous system, which controls all your nerves and things like that, going into your brain and control your body. All right. To replace that with this new nervous system, which is what they talking about, this brain, the BCI, the brain cloud interface. All right. So that they can connect your damn brain into the internet. All right. Because why? Your nervous system is what transmits all these signals to your brain and stuff like that, and pain and moving your finger. All these things come basically throughout your nervous system. All right. But if they can hijack that, they can control your whole body, your mind, and all these things. All right. But nevertheless, going into, like I was saying, Morgellons disease. Go look that up. Definitely look up Morgellons disease, because this goes hand in hand when they keep talking about they need a brain. You already got the shit inside of you now. You don't even know it. They got you. You got these nanorobots in you right now. All right. And there's a quick little test you can see if you got the shit or whatever, whatnot. You can take some red wine. A lot of you brothers drink wine, right? Take you some red wine, put it in your mouth, gargle it around in your mouth for a little bit and spit it back out into a bowl, right? Then take out, I believe it's rubbing alcohol, and pour the rubbing alcohol inside the bowl, and then you'll see the nanoparticulates coming alive. You'll see exactly what it is, man. All right. But nevertheless, this is what you have inside of your body. This is what we all are being infested with, man. Esau's trying to control all of us. All right. And going in and targeting individuals. Who are they trying to target? Who are they trying to? The rest of the people are willingly taking all this technology. All right. These got to try to force us onto the men of the Lord to take over our spirit and over our minds. All right. It says, these devices would navigate to the human vascular, cross the blood-brain barrier, and precisely auto-position themselves among, or even within brain cells, says senior author and nanotechnology researcher Robert Freitas Jr. in the Institute for Molecular Manufacturing in California. They would then wirelessly transmit encoded information to and from a cloud-based supercomputer network for real-time brain state monitoring and data extraction. I mean, they're not even trying to hide it. They be like, yo, 24 hours a day, we're going to be able to read your mind and extract data from you. We're going to be able to take whatever you want from you, right? Like they tell you with the Alzheimer's. This is what Barack Obama's Brain Initiative program in 2010. This is how they started selling this, all right? When they wrote it in the law, everybody was going to be chipped into their brain, all right, by a certain time. But when they was selling it, it was like for these autism patients, It was like, you losing memories or whatever, we can give you those memories back. Or if you got bad memories, for trauma patients, we can take those memories away, but people getting happy over all these things. But ultimately just like Psalms 83, come let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. And really that's going into a lot deeper than just the name of Israel. Really, they took our heritage away from us. They separated us from our power, man. They took our God away from us. So we didn't know how to call on the name of the Lord no more. All right. Ultimately, what if that's Esau, right? Who did that to us? Ultimately, if Esau get his way, what do you think he gonna ultimately do? All right. Now this I did a video on this here article a while back, but like I said, it goes in right here. It says the team also points to a recent advance such as the 2018 BrainNet, which allows 3 human players to interact with each other and play a video game with only their thoughts. Though somewhat primitive in relation to the lofty predictions, the researchers feel that such advances could lead to a future creation of super brains that can harness the thoughts and thinking power of any number of humans and machines in real time. Touching on that, there's already all this technology is already here and they're already using it. There's a technology called Palantir, 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 or Palentir, Palantir. All right, it's a company. They got these. Now you can see, or you can go and look up the image, the Saudi Arabian king and Donald Trump, and then like Netanyahu with this here orb, right? That orb is the Palantir orb, which is this supercomputer that they're talking about, which is basically like the brainchild for like the Argus system or the Chinese social credit system, where they can see everybody on these cameras and put all these informations together. It's a supercomputer, super brain, one that controls every damn thing. All right. But nevertheless, these here things that are written in these here articles are all coming to pass right here, right now. All this technology is here, but it's all leading up to what? The RFID chip, the mark of the beast. All right, let me grab let me grab a couple articles or a couple scriptures real fast. We're gonna close out. But nevertheless, like I said, something important to look into is Morgellons disease. All right, Morgellons disease, Palantir or the Palantir ball, D-Wave computers, hell, 5G, the Internet of Things. What else? You know, because all these things go hand in hand. You know, like I said, this is all pretty much the same system. All right. We're going to start out here in Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor even shall be." All right. And we know this is coming into what? Jacob's trouble, right? But guess what? Looking at all these things, I mean, we could just look at, you know, anything on a small level, you know, and there was no point in time where we had kids going to school being taught how to have safe anal sex. We already worst off on that end. All right. We never had a time and place where it was raining down on all of us like shit like chemtrails. All right. We never had a time and a place where, you know, all these different things is going on. So you have all these different calamities happening at the same time. But what? At the same time, you have what? This push of AI, robots and all these different things, man. Hey, man, this is the end. Man, this is the worst of the worst, man. All right. It says, verse 22, "And except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." Like I said, man, human beings have been extinct already. Once we got to that Facebook generation, the generation of kids who was born on Facebook, not born on Facebook, but you know what I'm saying, being born, not knowing what life was about before Facebook. And man, that was the last generation, man. Everybody else is fitted for death and destruction, man. Because why? These people, first of all, let's just talk about Facebook. These kids nowadays who grew up with Facebook don't know how to go outside and make friends, really social network, you know? We had social networking when we was kids. Our social networking was outside in front of the house, playing with the other neighborhood kids, riding bikes up and down the street, climbing trees and digging ditches or planting ditches. You see what I'm saying? That was our social networking back in those days. But nowadays, everybody's on the internet living these fake lives. They don't never really go outside and live in the real life. All right. They don't really have real friends. So they already destroyed. They don't know how to communicate with each other. They just live in a fake world. So they don't know how to even live in a real world. All right. Again, you turning everybody into homosexuals and things like that. And going into this technology, all these cell phones and stuff like this, 5G is making women infertile and cutting down the men's sperm count and corrupting all the DNA and all these different things, DNA altering things. I mean, you got everybody fucked up, man. So really, hey, man, the world is over with, man. There's no more coming back from this shit, man. All right. So going back to verse 22. Well, verse 21, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as there was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days be shortened, there shall be no flesh saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." So like I said, man, if the days wouldn't, let's just take the truth out of it. How long is it going to be? Like Esau said, man, the agenda 2045. That's another thing to look up. All right. He'll give you the game plan to win. He going to have all this shit down pack. All right. The picture of the robot that you seen in the video. Hell, they talking about having them shits by what? 2030, something like that, 2035. I mean, that ain't but like 15, 16 years from now. You see what I'm saying? So, but nevertheless, all these different things is coming to place. And once you let the cat out the bag, it ain't no going back, you know? Once Esau started spraying chemtrails down on everybody with the Morgellons disease, ain't no going back from that. We already got these nanobots in us. They already on a mission, trying to take out their mission, man. All right. So the only thing like this, let me read it again. "Except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh saved." Let's just look at the food that we eating, man. We ain't eating no real food, man. How much longer do you think we keep eating this plastic and fake ass shit before we just all die off, man? All right. Before they vaccinate all of us and we just all die off, man. You see what I'm saying? All these things is coming to pass. All right, how long can we live before war come? All right. But for the elect's sake, those days going to be shortened, man. All right. Before we get into all these robots and all this robotic shit that Esau got going on into this new future, man, the Lord going to wind up saving us, because once they get that going, ain't no more flesh gonna be. You're not gonna be living no more, man. You're not living now, but really you're not gonna have a means for reproduction at that point in time. Everybody gonna jump on that like the new fad, just like with social media and these new cell phones, the iPhones and all these things come out. Everybody jumped on that. And they done left behind the real social network and real friends and real meeting with people, socializing. They left all of that for this here technology that's making them dumber, that's keeping them inside more, that's keeping them separated from everybody else. They don't realize with all this new technology that they didn't yearn for and they beg for, it's really killing them off. You more in a dead state now as a zombie now than you was before you had any of this technology. All right. You was way more active. You had to exercise your brain more. All right. You had to remember, back in those days, you had to actually memorize people's addresses, phone numbers and things like that. Think back to, I can think back to when I was a child. I can remember all my aunt's addresses. I used to live in Atlanta and we all, not live very far from one another. So, in case something happened, you need to know your address. You need to know your phone number. I knew everybody's phone number. I knew everybody's address, so on and so forth. Nowadays, I couldn't even remember, more than 2 or 3 phone numbers, you know what I'm saying, by heart. Unless it's a real easy phone number where it's like, let's say, hypothetically, you got, let's say 678-5555 or 5544. Things like that might be easy, but just a regular phone number, man, we don't remember those things now because we're not trained or used to remembering these things. Wow, we can go on our phone, just hit contacts, phone book, hit the person's name. Nowadays, we don't even see their phone number no more. We just see their name and hit on the name. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 22, and except those days be shortened, there should be no flesh saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. All right. And we know that, measuring these here times diligently, salvation is right around the corner, man. Because why? Like I said, man, after that Facebook generation, man, everything is dead, man. They just the walking dead, man. All right. And the only thing that's really living is the men of the Lord. That's why we sign and crying for all the abominations that be done thereof, because everybody else is fucking zombies walking around dead and they loving this shit. We like, Lord, the fuck, man, come save us, man. Like, shit, man, these motherfuckers is, oh man, we gonna die here too, man. All right. But Yahawashi said, except those days be shortened. All right. So, hey, man, these days gonna be cut short. There should be no flesh saved. Like I said, if there wasn't no truth, if the truth wasn't here, man, humanity would be gone in a few short years, man. All right. But for the elect's sake, but because this truth is real and there are the elect out here, all right, and they're gonna be redeemed from this here earth, those days shall be shortened. So that means the Lord is coming back soon. Verse 23, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Hamashiach, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false, I'll read it verbatim, Christ, or false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the elect. Verse 25, behold, I have told you before. All right, let me keep reading verse 26. Wherefore, if they say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe him not. And going into a lot of these things, the so-called white man is pretty much trying to be like the Most High. All right, he want to be like God. So he's telling you, look, we got the new religion. Again, they trying to have a one world order, one world government, one world this, so on and so forth. So-called white man say he gonna be like the Most High. And what is he doing? Recreating all these different things. All right. But you got these false messiahs, these false saviors. We're gonna save humanity, because that's what the word going into Yahawashi is going into being what? A savior, right? But these people are coming up, oh, we're the savior of humanity. People are living, shorter lives or whatever, whatnot. We want to extend their life. People are getting sick. We want to help this. Their brains aren't functioning like normal, like they're supposed to. We want to make these things better. So he's trying to so-called deliver you from all your calamities and the things you got going on now, all these problems. He's trying to deliver you from all these things by putting you in further hell, ultimate hell. All right. Slack it. Now let me get into how he's trying to enslave your ass. All right, this is Revelation 13:50. I'll start there. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak, and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 666. So basically, you got Esau is in control right now. All right. He's going for this new world order, this one world government. All right. If you're not with his government or his way of being, your ass going to get put to death. Ultimately, this is why he want to have control over you and chip everybody to have that main control over you. He could take thoughts from you and put thoughts into your mind. So if you don't want to, you want to so-called break up out of his bondage, he could just turn your chip off, or, have something inside the chip to just ultimately kill you. Or but this is going to, says he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, and receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark. All right. There's a lot of these new systems coming out now to where it's used for authentication. And if you don't have this, you ain't going to be able to participate. All right. So yeah, you might be able to have a house. You might own a house, but with your new, the Internet of Things coming around, you got this microchip in your hand. You got a new smart house, so you don't got a key to your house no more. You got a door lock. But now you don't pay the bills. You don't want to go around the way that Esau, plan on you going. All he do is he just, all right, we're going to turn off your access to your house. And yeah, it's your house. You pay for it. But yeah, we can just turn off, your finger don't work at the door no more. You ain't got the keys. We got the keys. Oh, you want to keep fucking up? We'll just, make it so you can't turn the water on in your house. You know, we can make it so you can't open up your refrigerator to get nothing out of the refrigerator or dispense whatever you need to be dispensed. All right. We can make it so that you can't lock your house door. You know what I'm saying? Or you leave the doors wide open. Or we can make it so you can't start your car and drive nowhere. I mean, they literally have that nowadays on certain cars to where if you don't pay your bills, they just turn your car off. You can't go nowhere in your car till you pay a bill. All right. This is why the so-called white man wants to have all this here control over you. All right. It's more or less like an authentication token for you to be able to access certain things, so on and so forth. All right. So you're not going to be able to buy or sell or enter certain places or whatever, whatnot, unless you have this here thing. Just like today, or really shit, going back to an older system, your social security card, right? If you don't have a social security number, think about how hard it is for you to get a job, file your taxes, do any of these things. You really can't do anything as far as economics without a social security number. You need one of those things. All right. Now, and a lot of these other things, just living in life, you know, you need what? An email address or a phone number or a physical address. All right. You really can't get no bills in your name without none of these things. All right. You got to have, or ID. All right. You can't get your lights cut on without ID. You know what I'm saying? A physical address. You know what I'm saying? All these types of things. So they're not telling you, well, it's illegal for you to have a house. It's illegal for you to have this, this, and that. No. You need these authentication tokens. If you want these, if you want to use this shit, you got to have, you know, the authentication token to be able to use these things. All right. So look, if you want to buy or sell, you want groceries, you want to eat, you want a place to live, you need to buy this here deal, you know, just like in China, you can look at their social rating system. There's a Chinese man over there who was barred from sending his child to the certain schools. He was barred from getting a job, barred from traveling. Now he can't pay his rent. So he's basically being forced to be a homeless dude, all because of, they said that, you know, if you do certain things that are looked down upon from the people, you lose points, like smoking on trains, throwing cigarette butts out of windows, buying too many video games, spending too much time online. All these things can be deemed as a bad thing, and you can lose social credit. Well, what happens if you're a professional video game player, or you just balling like that, and you don't really have to go do nothing for society? You can just sit at home and play video games all day. That ain't really harmful to nobody but yourself. So how come you being barred from sending your kids to school for all of that? All right. Now the next generation is fucked up, and so on and so forth. As you can see where this is going, we know how these laws is demonizing Jake as it is now. This is just ultimate control for the so-called white man. All right. But nevertheless, they're going to have you with this here chip implanted in your skin. All right. This here mark is going to be implanted in your skin. That's why in this here article, they keep talking about this brain computer interface. They need something. Well, what's the answer for that? Problem, action, solution. All right. We're going to need this brain computer interface so we can communicate, blah, blah, blah. All right. Well, we need the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. Oh, that'll be the so on and so forth. Well, how do we wire this here chip to your brain? Well, we'll give them Morgellons disease. Now they got this new nervous system that's already inside of their body, so we can transmit basically like the wires, so the wires can communicate. So we got everything situated. All right. But this is all, you know, going into this mark of the beast and how all these things are going to come together. All right. All these different pieces to the puzzle. All right. They all coming out the woodworks right now. They being introduced on the world stage right now. You got people massively getting chipped. All right. You see how they talking about the cutting off the internet in certain places or whatever, whatnot. Talk about merging man with machines and things like that, becoming cyborgs and having all these different things, man. I mean, we don't even really have to tell you about the mark of the beast or what the mark of the beast is no more. The so-called white man is blatantly telling you what it is. Look, man, we trying to make y'all niggas robots. We need a brain cloud computer interface. We need something to chip your ass with, and we need something to work like that. Well, right now we spraying these nanoparticulates down inside of you. These little small robots is going inside your skin, getting inside of your bloodstream, going up to your brain, and they reforming and making a massive robot to take over your brain and control your brain. The government is actively doing that right now to you right now. They infiltrating your brains right now, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's in the articles on the news. There's nothing you can do about it. You see what I'm saying? Not really, there's nothing you can do about it. Nobody gonna say nothing about it to begin with. You see what I'm saying? Let me just grab a couple more. We're gonna close out. What was that? I want to grab I think it's Isaiah 40. No, let me grab this in Job real fast. Job 5 and 12. It says, he disappointed the device of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. All right, now actually I'm going to go to Job 20. Compare that with this. I'm just getting to the point. Job 20:22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come up upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fear of his wrath upon him, while he shall cast the wrath of his fury upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eaten. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So the scripture said that the Lord is going to disappoint the devices of the wicked. All right, and when he's going to do it, when he is going to do that is when he's about to fill his belly, meaning when he's about to accomplish that what he's laboring for. All right, and as you see, Agenda 2045. Hey, that's what he's laboring for in this new world order. You see all these things come to place. You see all 5G's being advertised on the commercials. You can buy 5G phones and services now. These things are being put up everywhere. They spraying us with more nanoparticulates, aka Morgellons disease. Chemtrails is up on a high right now. They got the RFID chip going out everywhere. People having chipping parties. So you see him about to fully implement this here plan. But what the Lord said, he's going to disappoint the devices of the crafty, and he's going to take them in his own counsel, right? Now, one thing with these RFID chips, right, it's a tracking device, right? Now, here it says he's going to, when he's about to fill his belly, he was going to flee from the iron weapon, and he's going to be caught in his own craftiness, his own trick bag, his own snare, right? Now, his plan is to chip everybody with these damn tracking device chips, but we know that his end is going to wind up ending with what? Thermonuclear missiles, right? Now, there's also with these damn chips that there's a certain way that you can be able to see DNA, right? They can be able to read your DNA, and like the military applications for this, right? They can be able to see people down in these bunkers way underground just by looking at you through a certain kind of camera, all right? Because you got these things inside of you already that's going to be lighting up. They can just see you through these here systems. Again, I implore you to look and study in the 5G. Sound all far-fetched, but this is what they use for their military equipment, to be able to see through walls and so on and so forth, all right? But they got all these different things. But nevertheless, the so-called white man is planning to give everybody these damn chips, but at the end all be all, this was going to make it so that none of them going to be able to escape. They're going to all get hit with these nuclear missiles, and the ones that run, hey man, the Lord's going to put the spirit on us one way or another to be able to find every last one of them. There's no escaping this, all right? I'm going to close out with this in Isaiah 40. I'm going to jump around quite a bit. Start at Isaiah 40 and 12. Now, this is a comparison to the Most High and so-called white man, or any man really, but the so-called white man, all right? Because the so-called white man said, that's Isaiah 14 and 12. I know. Well, I'm read from 12 on down to 14. Isaiah 14 and 12, it says, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregations in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So the so-called white man said he's going to be like the Most High. So let's give a comparison to the so-called white man being the damn devil and the Most High. This is the Most High. Isaiah 40 and 12. Who hath measured the waters in the hollows of his hand, and meted out the heavens with a span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed out the mountains in scale, and the hills in a balance? All right, because look at the so-called white man. He want to measure everything and know everything. Oh, precisely know all this and that. But what the Most High said, look, before you got here, bro, who did all of this? Bitch, you can't measure no goddamn mountain. All right, and comprehend how much dust there is in the earth. All right, so who are you to even try to compare yourself to me? All right, verse 13, it says, Who has directed the spirit of Yahawah, or being his counselor have taught him? Just like with this AI and this shit that the so-called white man is coming out with all this AI and these computers, just like any computer, it has to be programmed. It has to be programmed for what you want it to do. All right, just like, let me think, you can have a, okay, so you can have a rocket, right? You know, prime example, the same damn rocket that take the damn space shuttle on the outer space is the same damn rocket that delivered them ICBM missiles. You see what I'm saying? So you could use the same rocket for how do I say, getting you out into outer space as a vehicle, but what you can use that as well as a destruction tool. But it all depends on how you program it. All right. So all these things that Esau got, all these computers and all these things, it all has to be programmed. All this AI is all being programmed. But what? Who programmed human beings? Who programmed all this to begin with? It's the Most High. Now, who programmed the Most High? All right. Nobody taught him. All right, but what you as a so-called white man, you had to be taught all the things you know. You had to learn all these different things, and your knowledge is only but so high. All right, but now you want to play God and want to program all these computers and AI and all these different things. But what, your knowledge is only limited, and really you don't have no real knowledge. All your knowledge is of death and destruction. All right, verse 13: Who have directed the Spirit of the Most High, or being his counselor, have taught him? With whom took he counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed him the way of understanding? All right, so who programmed the Most High? All right, you over here trying to program your AI and all so on and so forth based off the knowledge of man and what you know and what you understand. All right, verse 18: To whom will you liken the Most High, or what likeness will you compare unto him? The workman melted a graven image, and the goldsmith spread it over gold and cast silver chains. He that is so impoverished that have no oblation have chosen a tree. All right, now this is going into well, let me just keep reading. Chosen a tree that will not rot. He seeketh unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. And this is exactly like what the so-called white man is doing, is creating, not to say like his own God or whatever, whatnot, but he's trying to create his own body so he don't basically have to be taken out of power, out of position. He can live forever under his own guidelines, not under the Most High's. He don't like that way. He's trying to recreate all these different things. All right, going back to verse 20: He that is so impoverished that he have no oblation chooseth a tree that will not rot. All right, so if you don't got nothing to offer up to sacrifice, I only got one. Let me get a tree that ain't gonna go bad. I can keep using it over and over. He seeketh unto him cunning workmen to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. So you trying to create your own way, your own idol, your own God. All right, and that being your own self, living forever. You don't want to live under the terms of the Most High. Verse 21: Have you not known? Have you not heard? Hath it not been told you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers. And he stretches out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as the twins to dwell therein. So the Most High, like the scripture also said, that the Most High, the earth is the Most High's footstool, and we is nothing but grasshoppers, man. All right. Verse 23: That bringeth the princes to nothing, he maketh the judges of the earth as vanity. So you kings of the earth, you don't set yourselves up. You don't get yourself in a position. It's the Most High that does that. Verse 24: Yea, they have not planted. Yea, they shall not be sown. Yea, their stock shall not have taken root in the earth, and they shall also blow upon them. They shall wither, and the whirlwind shall take them away as stubble. So you're not really planted to be here forever, man. You're gonna be uprooted and cast out for 1,000 years in slavery, and then you're gonna be fully exterminated. So your plans of living forever is already thwarted according to the scriptures. Verse 25: Whom will you liken me, or shall I be equal, saith the Holy One? All right, lift up your eyes on high, and behold, who hath created these things shall bring. Lift up your eyes on high, and behold, who hath created these things, that bringeth out their hosts by number. He called them all by names, by the greatness of his might, for that he is strong in power, and not one faileth. So the Most High is the one that created all these things and called everything out by their name. He's the creator of all these things. But what the so-called white man is trying to come back out and recreate everything in his own image. All right, roboticize everything. We got, fruit and vegetables that can last forever with these preservatives, GMOs, this, GMOs, that, ultimately to a GMO human being, to a robot. All right. But all these things the Most High created and said that they was all good. But the so-called white man want to come and redo all these things again. All right. Ultimately going into this RFID chip. All right. Verse 28, it says, Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting power, Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth. All right. Not Esau Edom, who's trying to recreate all these things. All right. It says, the creator of the ends of the earth fainted not, neither is weary. There's no searching of his understanding. So, like Kevin Gates said, he don't get tired. The Most High don't get tired, man. He don't need no rest, no nap. He can do this 24 hours a day, 365 days a week, and keep going into on and on and on simultaneously. You see what I'm saying? There's no finding out his ways and no searching his understanding. You can't understand the things that he understands. All right. Well, shit, I would just end it off with this, because, with these robotic bodies is what? Spiritual power on the left-hand side, right? This is one of their selling points. Verse 29, he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. Now, who is that talking about? The weak, the feeble. All right. You can read that about, the feeble shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as the angels, basically. All right. When they be given this here spiritual power, which we about to read into as well here. Verse 30, and the youth shall faint and be utterly and the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. Talking about these regular ass people. All right. Yeah, especially you getting these damn robotic bodies or whatever, whatnot. You all young and fresh. But what? Verse 31 says, but they that wait upon the Lord, or Yahweh, shall renew their strength. All right. Those, the men of the Lord that's patiently waiting with the patience of the faith of the saints. All right. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. All right. Going back to your old state, because we all depleted and fucked up in this here body and all this now. All right. Going back to the angels that lost their first estate. All right. They're going to go back and they're going to be changed in the twinkle of an eye, going back to their natural state. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength, and they shall mount up with wings as eagles. All right. So they're going to be flying when they get these new bodies. The men of the Lord are going to be flying. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. So you getting these cyborg bodies and whatever, whatnot to get these superpowers. But what? The Most High has a way better thing for us, man. We're going to be way up on a higher level. You just looking at Esau on the left-hand side, man. Don't be envious of the wicked, man. All right. Because his time's about almost out, man. And again, reading the writing on the wall, man, with this RFID chip, man. It's all over the place, man. It's all out in the open and everything, so on and so forth. So there's really no excuse, man. All right. So you have to pray to the Lord, be faithful that you don't take that RFID chip. You know what I'm saying? And that the Lord deliver you out of these calamities. All right. Because we definitely need the Lord to come. We need the Lord to come like yesterday, like last month. All right. Like the scripture said, those days wouldn't be short and no flesh would be saved, man. We trying to get the hell up out of here before we just die off in this bitch. All right. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying into the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rakhakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for Yahweh pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.